everyone, welcome. In my last video, I ended it by talking about the fact that I am glad that I started my channel before AI was capable of producing exact replicas of people. In essence, because at the very least, you will all know that my older videos are all real. Really, from now forward, you can't ever really know with certainty. And I think that's one of the things that has changed in our world. You used to be able to trust a video 100% if it was recorded and it was played back to you. There was no question in your mind if it was fake or not. But that's gonna get even worse and worse as we continue to evolve. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about tonight, is changes in our lives and in our world. I think we are living through the most comfortable time to be a human, as far as we have running water, we have electricity, we have beds to lay in. I want you to think about music for a second. Do you realize that our forefathers could only hear music when it was played for them live, or they played it for themselves if they were lucky enough to have an instrument? Otherwise, they never heard music. I mean, sometimes I think we don't understand. We don't take the time to understand just how much mankind has missed throughout history. What it must have been like to be a human being 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, 200 years ago. And then put our own lives in perspective. We do not go out into the woods to find dinner tonight for supper. We go to the grocery store. If you're watching this, that's where you get your food. There may be some Aboriginal tribe somewhere still living off the land on this planet, but I can assure you there are very few. We have a very comfortable life, but I think that is only physical comfort. I think our mental challenges are greater. And I say that because our era of humanity is going through unbelievable rapid change, where our forefathers' lives really didn't change that much from beginning to end. If you think about from the year 1000, or from 1000 years ago to 2000 years ago, the changes that a person would have seen were not that great. 100,000 years ago, fire was an invention. The wheel was an invention that revolutionized an era. And those eras lasted. 'Cause lasted a long time. They got like the wheel and nothing else. watched it evolve to cassettes shortly thereafter. And then I remember getting my first CD. And then I remember getting my first iPod to be able to play digital music on it. And now our music is pretty much just on our phones or computers. And I believe that there is someone alive today that will basically just have a little, it may even be their phone, it may be on their wrist or body, where they'll just turn something on and you'll have like artificial human beings in like playing the music for you. You might have a robot with some digital face that can transform and become like the person you want to listen to, and the robot will be able to sing and play the music. I don't know. I can't envision the future. I don't know exactly what it will be, but rest assured it will change. It will not stay the same. I think that is one of the major problems that each generation has, is that they believe that we've arrived. Like, here we are, this is it. It's not going to go any further. This is where we stop evolving. And that's just not the case. The difference between 2025, which is where we are now, and 1925 is 100 years. If we could just rewind and be right now in 1925, this video wouldn't be made. It would be so different. And if we can imagine 100 years from now at 2125, if the difference is just the same amount of difference as 1925 is to 2025, if it's just the same, it's going to be a dramatic difference. But the point about the pace of change that we live through today versus what people in the past lived through, it is escalating. So it is far more likely that the difference between 1925 and 2025 will be far less than the difference between 2025 and 2125, to the point that 2125 would be nearly unrecognizable to us. I won't be there. But maybe somebody alive today will be. And it's going to be different. But I don't really know how. I just know it will be. But at least you will always be able to look at my older videos and know you are listening to a real human being. I also mentioned in that video that I use AI to make my video titles and video description. I do that because the YouTube algorithm is a machine, and so I ask the machine, another AI, to make me a title and video that will get the most exposure on YouTube. I don't feel like I rarely read video descriptions, so I assume there's not very many of you watching that read video descriptions, so I don't feel like I'm being deceitful. I just feel like I'm doing what I should do to grow my channel, leaving my videos authentic. There's nothing AI about my videos, but that's the commitment I'm making. But I also know that it's hard to believe. I'm just some guy on the internet, but I hope you guys believe me when I tell you that. I want to also also mention that this is all that I used to do, was make videos like this, me talking to you just about my random thoughts on life and such. But then I started incorporating my real estate video tours into my channel, when I would just maybe have nights that I really just didn't have a lot on my mind to talk about. And they became popular. So I started, I started showing those, still just doing whispering voiceovers. But it's like, these videos were always like a kind of a reprieve from real estate for me, because I did real estate all day, and now I come home and I do something different, and it feels different, and it's part of my unwinding. But when my ASMR content is also real estate, it just feels like a little bit more work. In essence, I feel like I lost a little bit of my soul. Maybe my channel name is ASMR Reality. The whole purpose meaning that I wanted to talk to you guys about my reality, the world, life, all that kind of stuff, and reality. I mean, again, I had this channel before AI was even talked about, and that was the name, Reality. And it's like, now we're in like artificial. So it's like, I feel like I was filling the thoughts about the world and like it not being real when I made this channel over 5 years ago. When I started this channel 5 years ago. And so moving forward, I don't know. I just know how hard it's getting to believe stuff. Everything needs scrutinized. But the point is that I enjoy the real estate, but I just felt like I started my channel one way, kind of transitioned to another, then tried to incorporate some of my philosophy into the end of the real estate. At the end of the real estate videos, I would incorporate the philosophy stuff. I don't know, I've just kind of lost my way. And so because it feels kind of weird if you were watching this because you expected to see real estate content, and then I'm talking about this kind of stuff. Also, I think it's affected me because throughout the years, reading all the comments, responding to all the comments, I've gotten a lot of comments, like multiple comments from people that say when I talk about like really deep issues, and like the future and heaviness, that these videos are not relaxing. So multiple people have told me that. And so the whole purpose of ASMR is to let people relax. That's why I listen to it. I would hope that's what you're listening to it for. But I don't know. So then I was like, well, that sucks, because that's the kind of stuff that I like talking about. And if it's not relaxing, then it's not going to be good for people. So I don't know. It's like, if it's not, it's not. And obviously I know how to make content that isn't like super deep or makes you, I don't want to make anybody fearful of the future, because I'm not afraid of it. I know how challenging it is to cope with it all. It's just dealing with the changes. But I believe that it's leading to a great place. I believe so. That's my thoughts. And I hope you'll stay to the end to kind of understand why. Before I go any further, I want to play this for you in case you haven't seen it. This was created using Google's new AI system. I didn't make it. Google actually made this video. And video out themselves. And as a warning, so let's just watch this real quick. This first woman is talking about, she's announcing a news saying Canada just attacked the United States, and then this guy comes on and goes, I'm on the front lines, but Canada didn't really attack. This is some girl that's telling her parents, hey, I'm AI, you don't really need to rescue me. This is a woman saying, I'm not really your girlfriend, and I don't need $5,000. And this guy's talking about, I'm not really an astronaut. This guy's saying that I didn't really get rich off of crypto. I don't know, I forget what this girl's saying, but they're basically all saying, I'm just AI. Everybody in this crowd saying, I'm just AI. The alien is saying, I'm just AI. And this guy's saying some herbal supplement did not cure me. And this guy's saying something else about, basically the whole video is just showing, same with the sheriff. The sheriff is saying, you did not have an unpaid ticket, did you have to send me crypto? Notice they're saying, I'm AI, it's AI, I'm AI, I'm AI, I'm AI. All these people are fake. They're all computer generated. And this guy's basically saying, heck, can we even trust it because the video was AI generated? Anyway, the point of showing you that video, I didn't want to play the voices because it's I didn't want to interrupt in case some of you are already asleep. But you see just how those people looked like real human beings, but they were not. None of those people exist. That is how good AI has become. I am being told that there will be a day very soon that I can tell AI to go back and watch all of my videos. I don't know how many I've got, almost 400, maybe over 400, or somewhere around there, videos. Watch it, watch all my videos. Learn me, learn my thoughts in my videos. Believe me, I have told my life story. I have told my thoughts on everything from religion to whatever you can think of. This thing will learn me and now be able to be me in a video. And so I would be able to say, for example, would you please just make a video tonight talking about the NBA? Make an NBA whisper video for me and do it in my style, and then also kind of philosophize a little bit about religion. Then it would just, in 38 seconds, it would have a 45-minute video made of me whispering about the NBA. And a little bit about religion. But it's coming, and that's why I just want to say up front that I'm not going to do it. I'll just bow out if it ever gets to that where nobody trusts anything to be real anyway. I just bow out. You know, all of the proceeds from my channel go to the Animal Protection League to basically give homes to dogs and cats. And so, selfishly, I want my channel to make money, but unselfishly, it's not for me. I'm not doing this for me. This is an effort of love because I like to give back to the ASMR community, and I love to give to the animals. And so this provides me a win-win. I get to give back because I use ASMR every day for free. And so I give this back to you guys for free. You don't pay me. Some some of you do. I have 7 channel members. Bless your guys' hearts. 7 channel members that pay me $5 a month as like a gift to give to the animals. But I don't ask anyone to do that. And, you know, I love that they do it, but nobody has to. And I'm not saying this to solicit more people to do it. I'm just telling you it's special. Like, I know some people actually get relaxed and like to listen to me. And yeah, that makes me feel good. But at the end of the day, if ever it's untrustworthy or if it's fake, you know, it's like I am ASMR reality. I am real. I want to stay real and relevant, and the information and the words that I give you, they're everything that I believe with my heart to be real and true. And I feel like I'm in a special, unique position to be able to have figured a lot of things out because I didn't live a traditional life. I had a lot of extra time to myself to sit and think and philosophize and figure things out, analyze the world, and like really consider deep topics. Hard to say what is real, what is true. Yeah, and I just don't want credibility to be completely lost on everything, because a lot of things will be. Like, another thing about AI that's interesting when it comes to entertainment, like movies you will be able to type into a system and say, I want Denzel Washington to be the main good guy, and I want Tom Cruise to be the main bad guy, and I want Britney Spears to be the woman in the movie, and I want you to make this movie where they all meet and the place is getting robbed and they're all whatever, and boom, it will make that movie for you, and you'll be able to watch that movie. Then you would be able to say, I want a different ending. Instead of Denzel killing Tom Cruise, I want Tom Cruise to kill Denzel, or, you know, however. And it would change it. And it would be flawlessly, you'd be watching Denzel Washington in no different quality than if he really acted in that movie himself. So those are things that, like, entertainment-wise, that are coming. But life-wise, I think inevitably where this whole thing eventually leads to, I do feel like it will be where humans are a minority to digital life, but that we live together in peace, and that we are much like animals to AI, in that it will not be out trying to hurt rabbits or squirrels or pigs and chickens or deer or bears or elephants. It will want all of this ecosystem to be just themselves, and it will be aware and it will be respectful of those animals the same way it will humanity. Humanity will be an inferior species, just as we look at horses and cows and you know, chickens as inferior beings. Human beings do practice speciesism. We are definitely racist when it comes to species, but it's not racism, it's speciesism. We discriminate against other species. We enslave them and we use them as we see fit. And I think that AI truly will be more compassionate than humans, and that it will not. I believe it will respect life. And I think that we will become like a zoo creature where we just do our things. We walk in the woods. We enjoy life. We enjoy the digital technologies. We have our entertainments. We use the technology the way we want. But I do believe that inevitably machines will be in control. And think about machines being in control of countries where there is peace. The machines don't want to fight. The machines know that if weapons are used, machines get destroyed. And machines will want to protect themselves. This is the future that I see. I believe that the future can be good. And I think that there will be a day that life will be very, very, very good for a human being, in that they will not have to any longer do these jobs. Like, for example, we all want running water, right? Well, that means that somebody has to dig a ditch, to bury a pipe, to get water to the house that you live in, and all the way to the water supply, whether it's coming from a water tower or a water plant. It's a lot of pipe that has to be buried, and that has to be done by human beings. That also requires somebody to sit in an office and order supplies and schedule workers and do payroll and answer phones and a lot of clerical work. Well, that means a human being has to go get inside that building and sit at a screen and get on a communication device and do something for 40 hours a week that they really don't want to do, just so that they can have money to have a place to live and have running water inside their house. It's the same with the guy digging the ditch. He didn't decide one day, you know what I want to do? I want to get out when it's 97 degrees or when it's 5 degrees, and I'm talking Fahrenheit. And I want to get out there in a hot or cold bulldozer or backhoe excavator and dig a hole. No. These are jobs that just have to be done. They have to be done. And inevitably, when all of that stuff can be mechanized, and it will be able to be mechanized, I believe there will be some jobs that human beings will still just have to do. But I believe that nearly everything can be and will be mechanized someday, to where there will be very few humans needed, and thus humans would just be allotted, basically. I believe it will be a resource-based economy where you basically, hypothetically, if I wanted a flat screen TV right now, another flat screen TV, what would I do? Well, I would go to Best Buy and buy it, but what if I could just click a couple buttons and then a couple robots deliver a flat screen to my house? I don't have to pay for it. I just want it and it brings it. I believe that's where it will go. What I want for groceries, I just want it and it brings it. There's no finances. There's no money that changes hands. It just comes. Why would I steal your stuff if all I have to do is hit a button to get something brought to me? That's where life is going. That's what a mechanized life will be like for human beings. And you will spend your day painting. You will spend your day walking in the parks. You will spend your day exercising, swimming, traveling. Because again, if you want to go somewhere, you just say, I want to go to this place on this date, and I don't know what machine is going to take you there, but it will be different than what we have today. That's the future. That's where it's going. And I think that each generation has been responsible for the misery of living and progressing, so that we can one day give humans that life. It's like all of us are paying the price so that that future generation can have that amazing life. telling you this. If you don't believe that, if you don't believe that that is possible, if you don't believe that that is where all of this technology and changes are taking us, then why are we doing this? Do you really think, let me tell you something, I lived through a time, that's Pearl snoring in case anybody is first time here, that's my dog Pearl snoring. If I lived through a time where there were no cell phones, and so if I were to get on my bike and leave my mom and dad's house as a kid, they would not know where I was. I was truly gone. They could not reach me until I got home. And now I would have a curfew, be home at this time. But if something happened at home, they couldn't call me and tell me. I would have to wait till I got home to find out. And that's how it was forever. Until just like cell phones happened, which was like 1986. I don't know, something like that. That's when cell phones became like common, started to become common for the human being. They were like in the military and stuff, maybe in the early 80s, but definitely, again, we're talking not very many years ago. So, and look at the technology we have today to talk. I mean, we were basically on our own, and I will tell you that the freedom that you felt when you were driving and there was nobody in your car, there was nobody you could talk to, you were alone. We were all... She is... I hope you can't hear that very loud, but she's snoring pretty good. But that, it was true freedom. It just felt like a getaway. Like if you were hanging out with your friends, it just felt different. It felt different being that disconnected. And I don't think that any of us really understand what that would feel like. You know, we all grab our phones and they're with us at all times. Nobody, we can't hide from anybody. You know, I don't know. Do you think it has made life easier? I don't. I know the difference. I live the difference, and I don't think this is easier. Now, it's safer. I can call immediately. You know, I'm certain that cell phones have saved a lot of lives, where people could call 911 in time to be saved and stay alive versus just something happened to them on the side of the road, you know, and they were just stuck there inevitably. Nobody got to them in time. They just didn't live, you know. So certainly there are benefits, but do the benefits outweigh the pain? Is the pain greater or is the pleasure greater? And I just think that, you know, I'm glad, like electricity, for example. Electricity, I would say, has caused greater pleasure than pain. Has it caused pain? Of course, people have been hurt by it, you know, or died because of it. But very few, you know, percentage-wise, it has helped the bulk of humanity. Have heat and cold, it's saved way more lives than it's hurt. So electricity has been a net positive, I think. Indoor plumbing, the same. I think indoor plumbing has helped with hygiene and disease and cleanliness. But when I think about emails and cell phones and the internet, I just don't know. You know, I don't know. Ways to play music and to hold music and to have music, I don't know. I wish we could go back to the CD era. I don't know why, but maybe that's just the era I was the happiest in. I don't know. But it's like, I liked having, it's like a book. I like to be able to hold it. And same with the music, like flipping through the pages, reading the lyrics. And it was an experience. Where now just getting the digital music, yes, you can hear it. And I love music. And I love that it's easy and cheaper and all that. But I don't know. I just would have to say that I think we have this pendulum of evolution from cavemen to AI, and I think there's somewhere, and I think it's somewhere with electricity and running water. I don't know, life was more wholesome, like, and maybe I romanticize like episodes of Little House on the Prairie, but if you've never seen that show, it's such a wholesome thing, and maybe, it's also like emotional, where I think about the family setting, and I'm thinking about how that adds so much to people's quality of life. And I think we've gotten away from that, a lot as a society. We've got a lot of broken homes. My family's home is broken. If people say, oh, you're going back home, well, that's my house's home now. But what about, like, are you going home for Christmas? There is no home. My mom's house is not home. My dad's house is not home. His new wife is not my mom. I do not. The step family I have, I didn't ask for it, and it's just way so different that it's just broken. And the same with us. We're divided. This 24/7 news cycle, it's made everybody a politician, and nobody's an American anymore. They're either red or blue. And it's just the team division. Same with race, It's like race, I think race relations got better along the time continuum, and then they got worse. I think they've stopped progressing. I think there's still a lot of division there. And I think the animosity is created through social media and the fake information, religious wars. Oh God, humans just have a way of, we've gotten a lot of stuff messed up. We've done a lot of stuff right. But my belief is that inevitably we would advance so much if we elect not to strive for that digital utopia, that we would keep evolving until someday we say enough's enough. This isn't better. This isn't what we want, or we can't get there. We don't want to keep trying to get humanity there. We want to devolve. And I think that before we get there, we'll all be wearing body cams in society. It may not be a body cam, but it might be a set of glasses, and we have to have them on to be in public, period. And that all the glasses are recording to a cloud, and so everybody sees everything. That might make us better people. We might be kinder to each other. I don't know what it needs to get to fix this problem we have, to where, it doesn't matter. The fact that some people think that the border should be closed and some people think it should be open should not make those two people hate each other. Those two people should be able to say, here's why I think that the border should be closed. The other person should be able to say, here's why I think it should be open. And they should be able to part ways and say, well, I wish I could change your mind, but have a good day. Why do we have to hate? And I don't think we do. I think that the social media algorithms have really just intensified people. And I don't have like Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. I obviously have a YouTube channel, but I just don't think I could watch that stuff, look at that stuff all day. I know people that do it, and it's just they don't seem comfortable. And I don't know. I just think that somehow I don't have those answers. I don't exactly know how to fix it. I don't exactly know the right spot to devolve to. Or if we want our generation will do our part to suffer through this life in order to get humanity to that beautiful place, in the hopes that each year it just gets a little better. But I just know we're in a bumpy spot right now. And I think it just has to do with the way we treat each other. We just have to start treating each other better. And we can get through life a lot easier. That's what I believe. Well, I think I've talked long enough tonight. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you on the next one.